पादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्री स्वामिनिति नाम्ने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So yes, last session, what we discussed, anyone would like to share, summarize? Yeah, Nivedita, please share.
We did chapter 4, verse 14 and 15, and I think what we learned from our Bhagavad Gita and you is that Krishna, though, is our creator, facilitator, but he's not responsible for the outcomes of the karma we do. What we do, we own the outcomes of our karma, our actions. And we also learned that we should follow the footsteps of Mahajan, who people who are great souls and who have given us certain inspiration that how can we be involved and always think about Krishna in whatever we do. That way, slowly and slowly, when we progress in our journey, we can also start saving ourselves from the attachment with the outcomes. And we also learned that to attain the path of liberation, moksha, etc., I think we should be always absorbed in everything we do in our journey about Krishna. Whatever we do, we should think of Krishna. That way, we will get strength to detach from the outcomes and action and reaction problems.
Yes. So as Krishna was mentioning in previous verse, just I pull up that verse. So one thing very important to learn here, even though Krishna he is very independent, he is not at all implicated in the karmas. An entire creation has come out. Sarvasya Prabhu is mentioning that entire creation, entire world has come out of from him. Millions and billions of Lakshmi, Mother Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, they are engaged in serving Krishna. And Krishna has been served with best of the capacity with all perfection. When Krishna, he is the creator, everything is Krishna's energy, everyone is working under Krishna's direction, everyone is working for Krishna's pleasure, then why, one question may arise here, that why we have to serve Krishna? Why we have to construct a temple for Krishna? Krishna is the creator and he is not asking you construct temple for me. So why we do all these things for Krishna? Yes, we have to understand very important thing here is it is for our own welfare that we have to serve Krishna. We have to, just like sometimes I've already given this example, that just like a doctor prescribes certain medicines to us, not because he want to run his own. Nowadays doctors do like that, but a genuine doctor, not because he want to run his pharmacy, but want to cure the patient. Same way, when we serve Krishna, our loving relationship with Krishna will develop. Just like a father is there, father can purchase, father purchases some cookies for his son and brings that cookies for his son, and son likes those cookies a lot, but out of gratitude he offers some of the cookies to his father. Father, you also please have some cookies. So father, he gets so much enamored by the loving relationship or the love or affection that child is showing, that even though father is capable of purchasing 1,000 such cookies, but when his son is offering this cookie with great love and affection, he liked that cookie a lot. So same way, Even though we are not perfect, but when we serve Krishna for his pleasure, our loving relationship with Krishna will develop. And that is the whole and sole purpose of this human form of life. Now moving ahead to next verse. Next three verses are one very important verses, very practical verse to understand. And here, even though previous chapter was Karma Yoga, about karma, the activities, but here Krishna has again brought up this concept of karma. Why? Because here Krishna is giving very, just like if you see the name of this chapter is Transcendental Knowledge. Means this knowledge is very transcendental, not ordinary knowledge. So the karma concept that Krishna has brought here is transcendental, is absolute on the platform of Bhakti Yoga. That concept Krishna has brought here. So let us chant this shloka number 16. Kim karma kim akarmeti
किं कर्म कर्मेति
avyo api atra mohitah
कवयो महिता
tatte karma pravakshyami
अति
तत्ते
कर्म
कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि
यज्ञात्वा मोक्षसे शुभात्.
यज्ञत्वमोक्षे शुभात्.
तत्त्वमोक्षये शुभात्।
Yes, anyone would like to chant this shloka?
किं कर्म किम और कर्मेति कवय पत्र महिता तत्ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि जगत्तमस्य शुभात्
Is anyone else?
किम कर्म किम अकर्मेति कव्योपायत्र मोहिता तत् ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज् न त्वमोक्षये शुभत्.
Wonderful. Anyone else?
किम कर्म किम अकर्मेति कवयो अपि अत्र मोहितः तत् ते कर्म प्रवक्ष्यामि यज् ज्ञात्वा मोक्ष्ये शुभात्।
Yes, anyone else? We read the translation. Very wonderful verse here. I'll just read out translation. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. Kim karma kim akarmeti. Kavyo means intelligent. Intelligent are mohita means deluded or bewildered. Now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all sins. So here Krishna is clearly mentioning, now I shall explain to you what action is. What is karma? I'm going to explain to you. And knowing which means here it does not mean just knowing, means acquiring certain information. No, knowing means you act upon that information also. That is the complete meaning of knowing. Just like nowadays in schools we get lot of information, not knowledge. Knowledge means which is something which is we apply in our day-to-day life. That mean is knowledge. So knowing here Krishna is clearly means knowing which you shall be liberated from all sins. Means acting upon that knowledge, acting upon that how you should perform your activities, action, you will be liberated. So here there are two terminologies that Krishna has introduced, action and inaction. So this we will try to understand what is action, what is inaction. Because next this verse number 18 is going to be completely confusing and very technical if we miss here what is action, what is inaction. So here action mean karma which has a reaction. The activity you perform, that activity yield to some kind of reaction. That reaction can be good reaction or positive reaction, or that reaction can be negative also. depend upon what kind of karma you perform. If you have performed some good karma, means reaction going to be positive. Punya, we say no punya, will get punya. If we perform some activity which is not recommended, which is sinful, will get the papa or will get negative reaction of it. Means when we get punya, one enjoy the happiness in their life, and when we get papa, one suffers the distress. Nobody enjoys the distress. Everybody suffers the distress. But yes, pure devotees of the Lord, they enjoy distress also. Kunti Maharani, she is mentioning that, Lord, I want more and more distress in my life, because whenever distress is there, you are always there present with us. Now distress has gone, you are leaving us and going to Dwarka. Pure devotees are like that. So anyways, action means which yields reaction, and reaction depends upon what kind of action it is. If we are perform good activities, it will yield some positive or punya karma, or in future that we will enjoy the happiness. And another kind of reaction is you will suffer the distress. It is a papa activity, sinful activity. You will suffer the distress of. And what is inaction? Inaction means neither you get any reaction, you don't get any kind of reaction out of it. You don't get any kind of reaction out of it. You have performed that activity, but you will not get reaction. Now, what is the use of performing such activity then? You are not getting reaction. Yes, anyone would like to share why we have to perform such activity?
Are we too afraid or confused and be like, don't do anything and just sit quiet?
Okay. Anyone else? So, this action or karma, it yields either you enjoy happiness or you suffer distress. So, in both the cases, you will remain in this material world. You will bounded to this material existence, to this material world. Whereas inaction is liberating in nature. A person who is akarma, here if you see Sanskrit terminologies, akarma, a person who is performing this action which is not yielding any reaction is liberating in nature, and that is what is bhakti yoga is. You act completely for the pleasure of the Lord, for the pleasure of Krishna, and such activity, such action is liberating in nature, will not bind you into this material world. Suppose today you have given 100 rupees to someone, you have to, if that person has not returned that 100 rupees to you, so next birth you have to take to have that exchange. If you have given that 100 rupees to unqualified person if you have given, you have to take another birth to receive that back. So action karma means whatever activity you do, either positive or negative, it will bind you to this material world. Now let us read the purport and try to understand more in detail. Action in Krishna consciousness has to be executed in accord with the examples of previous bona fide devotees. This is recommended in the 15th verse. Why such action should not be independent will be explained in the text to follow. To act in Krishna consciousness, one has to follow the leadership of authorized persons who are in a line of disciplic succession as explained in the beginning of this chapter. The system of Krishna consciousness was first narrated to the sun god. The sun god explained it to his son Manu. Manu explained it to his son Ikshvaku, and the system is current on this earth from that very remote time. Therefore, one has to follow in the footsteps of previous authorities in the line of discipline succession. Otherwise, the most intelligent man will be bewildered regarding the standard actions of Krishna consciousness. For this reason, the Lord decided to instruct the Arjuna in Krishna consciousness directly because of the direct instruction of the Lord to Arjuna. Anyone who follows in the footsteps of Arjuna is certainly not bewildered. It is said that one cannot ascertain the ways of religion simply by imperfect experimental knowledge. Actually, the principle of religion can only be laid down by the Lord Himself. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranitam. No one can manufacture a religious principle by imperfect speculation. One must follow in the footsteps of great authorities like Brahma, Shiva, Narada, Manu, Kumara, Kapila, Prahlada, Bhishma, Shukdev Goswami, Yamraj, Janaka, etc. By mental speculation, one cannot ascertain what is religion or self-realization. Therefore, out of causeless mercy of his devotees, the Lord explains directly to Arjuna what action is and what inaction is. Only action performed in Krishna consciousness can deliver a person from the entanglement of material existence. So here, action in Krishna consciousness means it is inaction or it is akarma. So here Krishna has mentioned one more important thing. Even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what action is, what inaction is. If we see in Mahabharata, when Draupadi, she was brought into the assembly, she was insulted. Even though great Maharathis are there in the assembly, even Yudhishthir Maharaj, who is known as Dharmaraj, he is present there, but none of them were able to determine whether this activity or whether this action or whether this act is as per dharma or is adharma. Even Bhishma was confused, Yudhishthir Maharaj were confused, all of them, they were completely confused. They were not able to determine whether this activity is as per dharma or adharma, because Draupadi, she was lost in the gambling match. She was lost in gambling match. So Duryodhan is the owner of Draupadi. But how come Yudhishthir Maharaj, who has lost himself, he can put Draupadi on stake? There was a great confusion. They were completely confused whether it is as per dharma or it is adharma. It is as per dharma or adharma. Dharmaraj, Yudhishthir Maharaj is confused. Same way, there was one incident, it comes in one of the Purana, I might have shared earlier also, that there was one king, great king, he organized a feast for the Brahmanas to come and have feast, Brahman Bhoj. And that time, unfortunately, one eagle was, in her claws, she was having a snake, and that snake was dead. And from that snake, a drop of poison fall into the meal that Brahmana was eating. No one, it was unnoticeable, no one could notice that, and Brahmana, he had a poisonous food and he died on his own. So now, here who should get the sin? Eagle should get the sin. Snake who is died, he should get the sin. Yamraj should get, king should get the sin. Who will get a sin of Brahman Hatya? It was very difficult or challenging to determine that who is going to get this sin. Even Yamraj is confused. Yamraj is the one who punishes or awards as per our activities, who takes care of everything, whether we are going to suffer or enjoy. He is Dharmaraj. He is the one who do the justice. He himself is confused. So many a times in current generation, if we see, many things or decisions that we take in our life or the activities that we perform in our life are based on our likes and dislikes, whether we like it or not. We like it or dislike it. Based on that, we perform certain actions. We determine the things as per our own opinion, or in some cases we may take expert opinion, but that person is really well versed with dharma, adharma. If you open up YouTube, try to, just like this thing happened with me when I wanted to get lot of I was little curious about the things, wanted to understand things, how things works and all those things, wanted to acquire this Vedic knowledge, wanted some universal answers to certain questions that I was looking for in my life. So that time, it is almost now 10 years back. So that time I used to search on internet, Quora, Google, YouTube. Somewhere some person is telling this is good, and somewhere another person is telling this is not good. Just like if you see this thing, sometimes we come across somewhere some person is recommending alcohol is good for our health. Once in a while you should take this much amount. Somewhere it is completely banned. No, you should not take even single drop of alcohol. It is not good for your health. So like that, based on these likes, dislikes, opinions, we take decision in our life and we get implicated. Even though our intention is right, but we get implicated. And in that also, what happens, just like here Krishna is mentioning, knowing which you shall be liberated from all sins. Now Krishna is going to mention or going to share about what karma is. After knowing this, you shall be liberated. Whereas in current society, many people, they have an opinion that this Bhagavad Gita or spirituality or Krishna consciousness should be practiced when we are retired. Post our retirement, we will read Bhagavad Gita, we will practice spirituality. Before that, it is not required. Before that, it is not required. And what is the use? Because till the time, till 60, you are the person who is very active to do the activities, to perform actions. Now you have performed, you have made your life chaotic, done a lot of actions without knowing what is good, what is bad. Just based on your like and dislike, you have performed action. Now what is the use of reading Bhagavad Gita? Your entire life is wasted. That's why here again it is mentioned one should follow the authorities. And one of the authorities is Prahlad Maharaj. And what Prahlad Maharaj is saying? Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Omaram Archano Pragna. Means one should start serving that Supreme Lord from the age of 5. Omara. One should start serving the Lord. And this Papa and Punya, the reaction of Punya is that you enjoy happiness in your life. You will get happiness. In what form you will get happiness? One of them is Janmashwarya Shruta Shribhi. You will have good Janma. Good Janma means you will be born in a good family. You will have a very nice family, cultured family, Sabhya Parivar. Like that kind of family you will be born into. Aishwarya, you will have very rich, opulent family where everything is just like in some movies. If you see how kings they enjoy the Aishwarya, the opulence, that kind of family or that kind of Vaibhav, that kind of Aishwarya you will enjoy if you have a good karma, punya, if you have lot of punya. Shruta Shri, Shruta means you will be very intelligent. You see many a times there are kids who are very intelligent from their childhood. Like that they understand the things. But whereas there are some kids, you may try to make them understand a small thing, simple thing, they will not be able to understand. Whereas, and fourth thing is Shri. Janmeshware Shruta Shri Bhi. You will be very beautiful. You will look very beautiful. Just like many people see from their childhood, they look very beautiful. They look very beautiful. So all these things one will get when someone has very strong punya. But one will get bhakti of the Lord not because of punya. One will receive the bhakti of the Lord. How? Brahman Brahmite Kono Bhagyavan Jeev. Guru Krishna Kripa Pai Bhakti Lata Teach. By the mercy of a bona fide spiritual master, a Guru, who is completely well versed with the bhakti, by his mercy, one can receive the beej of bhakti by the mercy of Krishna, by the mercy of one can get bhakti. This bhakti is not because of our punya, like many of you, most of you are practicing this bhakti yoga at different degrees. So this bhakti you have not received because of your punya, but because of mercy of Guru and Krishna, mercy of Prabhupada, mercy of Krishna. We'll read the next verse. Karmano hi api bodhavyam cha vikarmana akarmanascha bodhavyam gana na karmano gatihi. So here three terminologies Krishna has introduced. Karmano means karma, vikarmana, and another is akarmanas. There are three terminologies: karma, vikarma, akarma. This we will try to understand. First we'll read the translation. The intricacies of action are very hard to understand. See, Krishna is mentioning the intricacies of action are very hard to understand. Therefore, one should know properly what action is, what forbidden action is, and what inaction is. Therefore, one should know properly what action is. What action means? Here, action is translated as karmana. Karmano means karma. What forbidden action is? Forbidden action is translated as vikarmana. Vikarma. In some simple term, we can say vikarma. And what inaction is akarma. So karma we understood previous verse. Akarma also we understood. Inaction also we understood in previous verse. Here, new term Krishna has introduced is vikarma. Is vikarma. So here we'll read the purport first, then we'll understand more in detail. If one is serious about liberation from material bondage, one has to understand distinction between action, inaction, and unauthorized actions. One has to apply oneself to such an analysis of action, reaction, and perverted actions because it is a very difficult subject matter. To understand Krishna consciousness and action according to modes, one has to learn one's relationship with Supreme. See, very deep statement. To understand Krishna consciousness and action according to modes, one has to learn one's relationship with the Supreme, one who has learned perfectly knows that every living entity is the eternal servitor of the Lord, and that consequently one has to act in Krishna consciousness. The entire Bhagavad Gita is directed towards this conclusion. Any other conclusions against this consciousness and its attendant reactions are vikarmas or prohibitive actions. To understand all this, one has to associate with authorities in Krishna consciousness and learn the secret from them. This is as good as learning from the Lord directly. Otherwise, even the most intelligent person will be bewildered. See, very important thing Krishna Prabhupada has mentioned here. Wonderful purport. That how important it is to understand from the authorities who are well versed, who know the intricacies of karma, vikarma, and akarma. Because otherwise, one will be deluded, one will be lost in this material world completely. Whereas our goal is to come out of this material existence. Now, what is karma, akarma, and vikarma? These three things we will try to understand. Akarma is prescribed duties. Here, akarma Krishna is mentioning is prescribed duties. The duties which are mentioned in the Vedas. It has nothing to do with papa karma or sinful activities. These are the duties that one is supposed to perform. Just like in Grahastha ashram, how one is supposed to act. That is recommended. That is karma. Because he is following his prescribed duties. Now, vikarma is acting whimsically. It is not mentioned, it is not prescribed, it is not mentioned in the scriptures, but one is acting very whimsically. By out of his modes of material nature, he is acting very whimsically. So that activity will yield, or that reaction will be papa karma. One will get sinful reaction. One will suffer out of that. Whereas by performing karma, one will make progress. By performing vikarma, one will fall down. He is acting whimsically. He is acting not as per the Shastras, but as per his own desire. Third thing is akarma. Akarma is the action that we perform for the pleasure of the Lord, and those actions are not going to bind us in this material world. They are liberating in nature. You will not get any kind of reaction. You will be liberated. That's why acting for the pleasure of the Lord is the best thing. Whatever activity you may do, if you want to eat, you prepare nice bhoga for the Lord, offer it to the Lord, and eat as a prasadam. If you want to visit some places, you visit those places which are related to Krishna. If you want to speak, you speak about Krishna. Now here question may arise, Prabhuji, we all are working, we are doing job, so how our job can be for the pleasure of the Lord? For that, we have to cultivate our consciousness. Just like a farmer, he cultivates his crop. How he cultivate? He plants the seed very carefully. Then he waters the seed. He protects the seed from the wind, from the animals. Like that, he nurture or he takes care to cultivate that crop. Same way we have received this bhakti bija from Krishna, we have to cultivate our consciousness that whatever activity we may do, it should remind us or it should help us to relate with Krishna. Just like Krishna is asking Arjuna, Mam ismrana yuddhacha, you remember me and you fight. Same way, if we are working in offices here, there, we should try to always remember Krishna. It is tough, no doubt, but this thing is possible through practice. You start seeing Krishna's presence everywhere. When you drink water, Krishna is mentioning, Rasoham apsu kaunte, I am the taste of the water. When you are cooking, you can see how heat is helping to, all these various ingredients spread that aroma to add flavor, all these things. So same way, when we serve Krishna, we'll get our devotion. So in different such ways, one can remember Krishna. And another way is, just like in a mathematics, there is a simple equation: A equals to B, B equals to C, so A equals to C. So same way, if you are working for Krishna, you offer fruits to Krishna. Suppose you are doing some job. Now, when you are working or doing your job, you get some fruits. Suppose if someone is a politician, so as a fruit, what he is getting is power. If someone is an artist, as a fruit, what he is getting is some talent to perform some art. It may be singing, it may be dancing, it may be some kind of drawing or all such things. So what he is getting, certain kind of talent. If somebody is a businessman, what he is getting money out of it. So whatever activity one is doing, he is getting some kind of result, some kind of fruit he is getting. So that fruit, when we engage in Krishna's service, so what happens? It is as good as doing that task or doing that job or doing that work for Krishna. This thing Krishna is going to clearly mention in the 12th chapter. 12th chapter, Krishna is going to mention this thing more in detail, more clearly. So we'll move to the next verse. Verse number 18. Karmaniya karma yah pashyed karmani cha karma yah sa buddhiman manusheshu sa yukta krishna karma krit. Translation: one who sees inaction. So this verse is going to be little tricky. So I request all of you to be little attentive in this verse, because this verse, it's like tongue twisting terminologies are going to come here. So little bit you have to be attentive here. So here I'll read the translation. Translation is, one who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. We'll read again. One who sees inaction in action and action in inaction is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. We'll read the purport and then we will try to understand the tricky part here. A person acting in Krishna consciousness is naturally free from the bonds of karma. His activities are all performed for Krishna. Therefore, he does not enjoy or suffer any of the effects of karma. Consequently, he is intelligent in human society. Even though he is engaged in all sorts of activities for Krishna, a karma means without reaction to one. The impersonalist sees fruitive activities out of fear, so that resultant action may not be a stumbling block on the path of self-realization. But the personalist knows rightly his position as the eternal servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, he engages himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness, because everything is done for Krishna. He enjoys only transcendental happiness, the discharge of this service. Those who are engaged in this process are known to be without desire for personal sense gratification. The sense of eternal servitorship to Krishna makes one immune to all sort of reactionary elements of birth. So here we'll understand this inaction in action. What does that mean? Inaction means a karma. Karma means the activity which is performed for Krishna. The activity which is performed for Krishna. That activity in action, in action. Action means karma. Akarma, you are seeing akarma in karma and karma in akarma. How does that is? We will understand this through one more concept. Prabhupada says there are four classes of intelligent people, or there are four classes of people. There are four classes of people. There are people who are very intelligent, and those intelligent people, they are throughout their day, they are very busy in doing activity, in performing activity. Throughout the day, they are busy. And there is one more kind of intelligent people. They are also very intelligent. But by nature, they are not so busy. They are lazy in nature. They are lazy in nature. So these are lazy intelligent people. They are busy intelligent people. Third category of people is they are not intelligent. They are foolish people, but they are busy. They are busy. And the fourth category of people is they are foolish and they are lazy also. They are foolish, they are lazy also. So among all these four category of people, who is best? I want some guess. Please guess who is best.
Lazy intelligent.
How?
I think that you use your time very wisely in the right things, which is like serving Krishna. I can take from my example only that don't be busy throughout the day in office work, but try to find time and put in service of Krishna.
Okay.
That's my opinion. I may be wrong, but
But you are busy, you are not lazy. You mentioned lazy intelligent, right?
But I am lazy in doing the world activities, but I'm busy in doing Krishna service.
Okay.
So I'm using my time intelligently.
Okay. Anyone else? Which one is best?
Prabhuji, I think there are people who are intelligent and also busy the whole day because Lord Krishna is not asking us to remain inactive. He's only
Okay.
saying you do your work, but
Oh,
remember me
wonderful.
always.
Oh, very nice. Actually, here the thing is, those who are lazy and those who are intelligent are considered best among the men. Why? Because if you see High Court judge, even though best of the advocates are standing in front of him, they are fighting, they are presenting their matter, they are presenting their views, all that is happening. But High Court judge very calmly, he's sitting, he's listening, and at the end he makes a judgment everyone has to follow. He's not doing any work. He's simply sitting and listening, and at the end he makes the judgment and everyone has to follow. Very intelligently, very diligently, he listens and he makes the judgment. He's not performing work, means he's not fighting much. Just like advocates, they are fighting, they are presenting in different ways the matter. So same way, these lazy intelligent are the one who perform, who sees action in inaction. Means even though they are simply sitting, for outside people, for people in general, it may look like, oh, this person is not doing anything. What he is doing? Nothing he is doing. He may be simply sitting and meditating and doing kirtan. But that is the action. But that action is going to liberate him. Action in inaction. Whereas now lowest category of people, best we have heard, lowest. Any guesses? Lowest is busy, foolish. those who are foolish and they are busy. For an example, monkey is there. He is from one branch to another branch. He is jumping. There is that full ruckus, nonsense activity he is doing, which has no meaning, not adding any value. But he is completely busy whole day. But at the end, there is no result. So that is foolish, busy. So if we see in our day-to-day life, all of us are aspiring or hankering after happiness. Now, many a times this question comes, Prabhuji, in material world also there is lot of happiness. You have not seen material world. If you see, you will get lot of happiness. You are so young, you have not seen material world sufficiently. So how you can say material world is not full of happiness? But if we try to understand through one story, a story of a person, just one second. So a person is there. Suppose he is in Delhi. He want to go to Bangalore, and he rushes towards the railway station. And railway station, he know that he has booked his train in Rajdhani, and Rajdhani is so and so platform number. He is in so much rush because he is little late. He has reached to that platform, and like if you have gone to platforms railway station, on one platform, one side there is one train, another side there is one more train. Both train there are two platforms on same that track. So another side also there is a Rajdhani. This side also is the Rajdhani. Both sides they are Rajdhani, and in so much of hurry and worry, he had got Rajdhani, but the Rajdhani which is going into north direction towards Chandigarh. Now he has, with a lot of struggle, he has got up into that Rajdhani. Rajdhani now is going to speed up, and 60 kilometers, 70 kilometers, 80 kilometers per hour, that speed is going. And fortunately, he has secured the seat also, same seat number as he has booked. And he is enjoying his journey. After a very long time, he realized, oh, I was supposed to go to Bangalore, but I have landed up in Chandigarh. Rather than going in south direction, I have come into north direction, Chandigarh. Same way in our life, no doubt, we all of us, our nature, soul nature is Satchidananda Vigraha, who aspire for happiness. We all are looking for happiness. We all get into Rajdhani also. Many a times that Rajdhani take us into wrong direction. No doubt, both Rajdhani runs very fast speed, service is there, everything is there, nice meals, everything you will get. But you will not reach to your destination. No doubt there are pleasures in material life also. But those pleasures are at what cost? They will take you away from your destination, from your goal. Whereas goal of this human form of life is to come out of the cycle of birth and death. Rather than coming out of that, what happened? We get completely entangled. So, who is going to tell us which direction is right or which direction is wrong? That we have to take the help of Mahajanas. Mahajanayena Gatastha Panta. Those who are well versed with these intricacies, we have to follow their footpath. We have to take the help of Guru Sadhu Shastra, a bona fide spiritual master sadhus, devotees of the Lord who are on the same path, and Shastras, these scriptures. Then we will be saved. Just like if you see a person who is at border, he is also engaged in killing people. But suppose there at border, when he is fighting, he has been rewarded with certain awards. Param Veer Chakra, this, that, so many such awards. But when he comes to his home, suppose he kills his neighbor, will he be awarded with some awards? No. Same action that he did on border and that he is doing here. Same action he has done, killing. But result is opposite, completely opposite. Here he will be prosecuted. He will be prosecuted and he will be punished. Why? Because that same action he has performed on certain authority. Government of India or certain government has authorized him to kill, and here he has done for his own satisfaction, in his own opinion, in his own likes and dislikes. On that front, on that ground, he has performed this action. So he will be prosecuted. That's why it's very important to follow the instructions of the scriptures, Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. When we follow that, we are safe. Or suppose a person is there who does a lot of overeating. After eating a lot, his stomach is upset and he visits a doctor. And that doctor is asking him, Ayurvedic doctor, so that doctor is asking him with some certain herbs and all, you take this ghee. Ghee is very heavy in nature. So he's like, no, I cannot take ghee. Already I have taken a lot of food. How I can take ghee? But when doctor is prescribing that ghee, medical ghee with certain herbs and all, so that ghee is going to cure him. Same way, activity may be same, but when that activity is performed on the platform of Krishna consciousness for the pleasure of the Lord, that activity will liberate us. So we have to cultivate such consciousness where even though we are performing action, that action is inaction. Action in inaction means that action is going to liberate us. That action is going to free us from the bondage of karma. Whereas there are certain lazy people in action, just like that monkey is doing lot of work day and night, engaged, completely busy in performing work, but that work, that action has no result at all. So what kind of thing we have to do is action in inaction. Our actions should be in such a way that it is completely meant for the pleasure of the Lord, will satisfy Lord, and it's going to liberate us from this material world, from this cycle of birth and death. It should free us. So, and how it is possible? When we cultivate proper consciousness, so when we cultivate Krishna consciousness, and cultivate a habit of remembering Krishna throughout our day and night. So with this, we will end here. If anyone has any questions or anything to share or ask, feel free to ask or share. Yes, any questions? Okay. So with this, we will end here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki,
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki,
Jai.
Jai.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.